Once upon a time, there was a young child na nag-celebrate ng birthday niya sa isang theme park. At sa sobrang ganda ng paligid niya, hindi niya namalaya na bumitaw na ang kamay niya sa kanyang ina at siya'y naglakad sa dilim. Naliligaw, hindi takot, but with gleaming eyes and a bright smile. Natutuwa na every corner may ibang ganap, every corner may ibang kwento.
Fast forward to now, that child grew up, feeling lost again, staying indoors out of fear, working to survive through an anxiety-filled world, holding on to a past of pure bliss just to stay sane, all while waiting for this dream-shattering nightmare reality to end. A lot of kids my age know this story. And if you're one of them, my gosh, naalala mo ba ang It was like walking in a collective lucid dream filled with enchanting creatures and bizarre elements ranging from absurdly charming to potentially nightmare-inducing. I swear I've seen these during my sleep paralysis. It's like a melting pot of children's fantasies that manifested in the astral planes that we all get to visit after we fall asleep from hearing a bedtime story. And somehow, some huge megacorp was able to bring it down here on Earth, peddle it to the masses, and call it SM Storyland. We can now finally access the dreamiest place on Earth with our eyes wide awake, with the most encouraging words, "Ride all you can," strapped on your wrist. You enter the park with excitement and you are immediately bombarded by the strong smell of popcorn. Mapapabili ka rin talaga kasi sino ba namang hindi mapapakain ng popcorn kung bawat sulok ganito ka cinematic? Diba? The whole place has this dark mood lit by incandescent spotlights. There's a weird liminal vibe to this whole place which makes sense to me that it has that energy. Diba? Transitioning between the rides plus the fact na wala masyadong tao since we often go there off-season. I just love getting lost in it. Lagi akong tulala sa payasong nakakapit sa poste. Later, nasa ilalim na ako ng tulay na binagsakan ng UFO. Tapos pag dinerecho mo, tumingin ka sa kaliwa, may makikita kang malaking giraffe na sinagasaan ng tren. My personal favorite would be this ride called Bumblebee. Mukha silang sabog. Baka lang naman nasobrahan sila sa honey. Sobrang favorite ko yung ride na yan. As in, you ride the bee and the whole thing spins and you still have that sense of control. With just the press of a button, you can readjust the height of your flight. So yeah, it's a dream that you cannot wake up from. Even when the clock strikes, tang ina, may lalabas na roller coaster, sakay ang mga bata nagsisigawan, and the line between joy and fright blurs. The two become one. Thrill. I remember feeling that emotion, that sensation sa roller coaster na yan. Lalo na pagpasok mo sa parang tunnel at binalot ka ng dilim. Bigla kang palilibutan ng glow-in-the-dark stars. May makikita kang ilaw sa dulo ng end of the tunnel. Palapit ang palapit hanggang sa ibubulaga ka sa kalawakan ng buong SM Storyland. I remember may pila ako sa bump car noon pero never ako bumangga kahit kanino. Yung first time ko kasi doon, sumubsob agad yung mukha ko dahil doon natuto ako maging palaiwas. Takot kasi ako makasakit. Takot din ako masaktan. Ay, pero mas masakit pa rin talaga yung fact na nagsara na siya. For eternity. All those happy memories gone. But not forgotten. It was the year 1995 when SM Southmall opened sa Las Piñas. It was the very first SM Supermall ng South and the 5th SM Supermall ever built by Chinese-Filipino businessman Henry C. Taong 2010 when a big renovation started. Stores closed, change was inevitable, but business kept brewing. Hanggang May 2011 when SM Southmall Storyland officially closed as part of the renovation. Some of its rides and attractions were moved at the SM by the Bay, Samoa. So if you missed out on it or you want to visit for the sake of nostalgia, I guess pwede nyo dun puntahan, but obviously it's not the same. Better or worse, it's hard to say. You really can't compare the two since the difference is literally night and day. But I would say na mas thematically consistent and on brand ang Southmall Storyland and its concept versus the natural outdoor vibe ng by the bay, which is undeniably healthier naman for kids, diba? Letting them enjoy being in the sun. They get to see the horizon beyond this great body of water. Running with the trees, like real trees ha, not sculpted plastic faux trees covered in toxic chemicals. Diba? Connecting with natural elements talaga. Feeling the breeze, smelling the very much fragrant Manila Bay. I mean, it's good stimulation for the physical senses of a growing child. I get it. Ganda. But with Southmall Storyland, they knew how to spark this one sense with such great potency. The sense of wonder. While it was built with polyurethane coated styrofoam sculptures and all those toxins trapped in the dark indoors, it had undeniable charm. I couldn't find much information about the people behind this magical place, but I did find this account, SJ, from the page land8.com, and apparently it's a company based in UAE, Ajman. Whoever you people are, thank you for gracing our childhood with your beautiful work. And I'm very much grateful for the memories and the immersive experience. But I do wonder why they decided to close it. What's going on here? Ano ba? Nalulugi na ba sila? Masyado bang mahal ang upkeep and maintenance? Or is the price of the ticket too cheap for the amount of joy it gives na sobrang saya mo na sa experience? You don't feel like buying any more shit. Kontento ka na eh. And that becomes a threat to consumerism. But I don't know. Peka lang naman. Peka lang naman.
SM Storyland is the only premier indoor theme park in the country. Storyland has 7 theme parks which can be found in the following SM branches. SM By the Bay Amusement Park at the back of SM Mall of Asia, SM Fairview, SM San Lazaro, SM Marilao, SM Batangas, SM Cebu, and SM Iloilo.
It's just so weird. They never mentioned this place as if it never existed at all. Well, siguro kasi they released this ad years after they closed it down. Fair enough. But it feels weird to me that they never acknowledge its existence. And it makes me sad na I feel like people are starting to forget and no one's talking about it. But I vow to never forget about this place. I even went as far as making this video to eternalize its existence on the internet for the light-hearted people who wanted to revisit those cherished memories and share that nostalgia with my generation. Because when the 90s kids were told you can be anything you want, this is where we truly felt it. Yun lang, that's all I wanted to share. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to my channel, ChillmanC. If you want more content, you can follow me on Instagram @ChillmanC. Comment down below your favorite SM Storyland memories. SM, sponsor naman dyan. Baka lang, pwede naman. And if you're still not convinced that Southmall Storyland is far superior, here's a clip of your favorite Nadine Lustre singing there as a child.